A 9-year-old in Canada drank e-juice and suffered nicotine poisoning. So a young girl in Fredericton, New Brunswick found herself in the hospital after she found a bottle of e-juice on the playground and then drank it. The bottle of e-juice was called Unicorn Milk from a company called New Beginnings Vape Studio, also out of Fredericton. So this girl and her friends, they found this bottle on the playground and they saw that the bottle had a cartoon unicorn on the label. They smelled it, they thought it smelled good, so they tasted it. Shortly afterwards, the 9-year-old girl started suffering from nausea, dizziness, and chest cramps. The girl's mother, Leah Lore, learned that her daughter had drinking e-liquid. Then she looked up the effects of nicotine poisoning online, and she did decide to take her daughter to the hospital. Medical staff then confirmed that she did have nicotine poisoning. She was released later that night. No other news about the other girls has been released, or whether or not they also got sick. But in light of the situation, the owner of New Beginnings has said that he is considering changing the label. And if you go to their website now, all pictures of their unicorn milk line have been taken down. There's no word of how the bottle of e-juice ended up on the playground. It could be that someone just accidentally dropped it as they were walking through. But this now brings up the controversy of e-liquid labels, candy flavors, and their appeal to children. Now, obviously, this is a freak accident and not at all common, but it definitely brings up the question whether or not it's okay to have cartoony labels. I've argued in the past that cartoons on labels should be allowed because e-juices can only be purchased by adults in a vape shop or in a store with an ID. But I've changed my mind since then, and not just because of this story, but because I've come to realize that these labels, they're just not necessary. And really, they only harm the reputation of the industry. And I know that people will argue that it's up to the parents to lock up e-juice so that kids can't get into it. But, accidents like this happen, and kids are resourceful. If they want to get into it, they'll find a way. And if kids see a cartoon label and something that smells like candy, they're going to want to taste it. And that's why manufacturers of toxic cleaning products don't put labels on their bottles that look like cartoons or that look appealing to kids. I really don't know what the answer is, but I think an e-juice company can make an appealing label that doesn't have cartoons and other child-friendly characters on it. But that still might not stop a kid from drinking it. Child safety caps work for little kids, but not for 9-year-olds. So is the answer to put a large toxic warning on the label? I don't know. What do you think?